You've been working out? You look smaller.
Oh, thank you, Laurent. Yes.
Like,
when I when since I'm trying to
Cat
be
got
out
the
here.
chain on. Look, he got the chain
No,
on.
that's not a chain.
Look at him, that fresh cut.
Let's get this thing rolling. Y'all ready?
Yep.
I'm prepared.
All right. This week we discussed Marvel's 25th film, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. You're listening to We Used to Talk About This at Work, episode 21. How you doing? I'm Matt, back for another week.
I know what the fuck was happening. Hey, I'm Chad. I'm here too.
How you doing, Chad?
I'm gonna tell you this, man. It's so weird being in this second chair, man. You run a different ship than me. We'll say that.
I run a more loosely ship.
Yes.
Kills maybe.
Yes.
And you see how we still remember him after all these years, right? His Navy.
It was a comedy of errors, right?
Right, which exactly what this whole episode will be described. So we back with another week, and we do have a returning guest. Welcome back to the show, Laurent.
Oh, thanks for having me back, Matthew and Chad.
Wow, full government. We doing this already?
Right. At least he didn't hit me with the old Chadwick, so I appreciate you on that
one. So what you want to talk about this week? I know you got a lot of stuff going on in your life and work, so I know you got some big changes coming up. What you got going on?
Well, I'll answer that question. So this week, we are having Matt fully host the show. There's going to be some episodes coming up where I'm not going to be here, and we're just trying to, workshop what more versions of the show without me look like. So if you like this loosey-goosey version of the show, please write us at weusetotalkpod@gmail.com and let us know what's going on.
And if you hate this episode, still email us so Chad can ever take off. He needs to work every week. All right. Either way, it works for me.
I don't know, like Matt just seems uncomfortable in that first chair, and I don't like not having the control of the first chair. So like this is weird. This is too much.
As soon as you jumped in, you started making edits to the outline. I'm like, damn, you supposed to just be sitting there relaxing, man. You trying to jump in, changing names and titles and things.
This is how proactive you should be every week, man.
Nah, man, that's not what the people want.
I can't sit on my hands, all right?
Well, then you shouldn't be leaving then. Forget your personal life, man. Devote all your time to this podcast.
Soon enough, Matt. If we weren't in different time zones, I could totally do it. You are just destroying me with all these Saturday nights for me.
I know you could be out here in these streets enjoying your life and everything, but now you're here with me, and I appreciate it.
And Laurent.
Yes. We can't see that, or they can't see that. So, Laurent, word on the street is I heard you moving. What's up with that?
This is the part where I need you to cue the Biggie. I'm going back to Cali.
I'm going back to Cali. I'm going back to Cali.
I'm moving to California.
You're from California?
I look forward. No, but I just moved 2 years ago, and now I'm going back, and I'm looking forward to it.
Gotcha.
Can't wait to go catch Corona.
At least you get that good Mexican food, though.
That's fair. I can't do this Taco Bell lettuce and tomato dice thing. I like real tacos.
Right, me too. And you get that nice sunny weather. You get where it's dark, but it only be like 4 p.m. type of stuff. It's weird over there in Cali.
I like get to watch football at 10 in the morning.
Yeah.
At the bar, turning up, watching football.
So since you transitioning from Japan though, so that means you probably got to get a new whip or something out there, right?
Yes, I'm looking more for a sports car, but I'm not trying to break the bank. I ain't a baller, you know. I got a little something, but I'm looking towards maybe either a small SUV like a Hyundai Kona or a Subaru Outback, or I get a BRZ or a 86. But I still got in the folds. I'm looking at getting a Toyota Supra. Been following that car for a while.
Make sure you get one with a back seat this time.
It's a back seat technically. It says it's 2.5 seats. So if you have a small infant in a car seat, it could work. Or you have to be at max 5'8". Anything taller than that, then you're struggling. So, but hey, that keeps people from saying, "Hey, we all getting in your car." I'm like, oh, nah.
I ain't got room for that.
I ain't got room for y'all, but I get in y'all's. You know, I see y'all up there.
So
car shopping.
So now since you over there, what you gonna try to do? Go back to your old stopping grounds, maybe go up to Vegas, maybe see that new stadium or something? Because you know, football season back around now.
Yes, I am not a Cowboys fan, but I will be going to the Cowboys Raiders game because the stadium looks beautiful. But I am a Cowboys hater, and I'll be rooting against the Cowboys with a couple friends.
Who's your squad?
The Cincinnati Bengals. Yes. I know we're not so great, but we're up and coming.
I mean, y'all got a good quarterback. Well, before that injury last year, so it looked promising.
Yeah, just hope the line decides to block for him and not have him sitting out there by himself.
So have you been listening to any new music lately, Laurent?
Yeah, I was just listening to that Drake, you know, that just dropped.
Champagne Poppy? So that's right.
The Certified Lover Boy.
Yeah. Champagne Poppy was the last one?
No, Champagne Poppy, that's his social media handle.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
That's the name of one of his songs is that, I believe. But I mean, I like it. I mean, especially compared to the recent Kanye release, Donda. That's what everybody's going to compare it because they came like 3 or 4 days apart. I give it it still got to wear on me. I don't even want to give it a number yet, but I like it. Even though some of the songs, there's no clear cut radio jams to me, but I like deep cut type songs anyway. So that's my lane.
Yeah, I listen to it too. And like you said, I there's not like I don't have a standout one that but I do like the joint with Ross and Wayne on it. I forget the name of it.
Most definitely. I was just listening to that earlier.
Yeah, so at the time of this recording, the album came out yesterday, and I was running around a lot in a situation where I couldn't really listen to anything. So I haven't heard it yet, but I do plan on listening to it.
The song is called "You Only Live Twice" with Wayne and Ross on there. But like Laurent said, it's probably going to have to grow on me. I got to listen to more, but I think Drake has been on another level for years to where nobody is, as far as like, because not only does he always keeps. One thing is Drake ain't afraid to move with the new kids, the young kids rapping. Like he ain't the one where like you get somebody stuck in their way, they're gonna do their things. But he integrates with all the younger rappers coming up, even back in the day with the Migos and everything. So that's how Drake stays popular. Plus, he comes out with consistent music. So
and he's always ahead. He's always ahead with the genre. He sees where it's going. Like he'll get into the drill scene, the New Orleans bounce scene. At the time, he was doing his little fake London accent, doing a little grime music. Like before something's big, he gets onto it, and then every song got to have a dance. And he started doing music like it's strictly for the dance. I mean, I think with this album though, like I don't think he looked for that, and it's more organic. He wasn't looking for a hit or whatever sound. I think he just whipped to his original whatever sound he wanted to do, which is good.
Right.
Yeah, I gotta let it grow on me, like, because songs now they come out on Fridays, so you're thinking like, I gotta hear music in its with people, either in my car or with in a lounge or laid back. I'm too old for these clubs, but like hear it, with people. Like, back in the day, growing up, music came out on Tuesday, so you had a whole week or whatever to listen to and vibe with it. But Friday, and it's like people are expecting automatic club type music to go out. but you need to let the music be background noise, and then
You need to
you
let
know,
it build up.
yeah.
Yeah, like I don't really get why a lot of stuff wants to come out on Fridays. Like some like home video. Well, yeah, like we get the big Netflix drops on Friday. Some of the bigger video games drop on Friday, and it's like we can't build to this. Like, why couldn't this have been earlier in the week? You know?
Right.
So I can already have my favorite songs, and then I'll see people on the weekend like, oh yeah, listen to this. I like this song, but Friday I'm still figuring out what I like, and I'm like, I can't be up there, spending my weekend figuring out. I'm like, it's something I could passively listen to at work or when I get home, and then know what I like for the weekend.
Yep. But speaking of video games, are you guys looking? Is there any new games coming out in the future that y'all looking forward to?
Looking forward to no, but I did just finish that new Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart.
Oh, you finished it.
Yeah.
I'm like 15% through. I'm one of those guys that starts a bunch of games but never finishes them, and then either gets Matthew or someone else to beat the game for me.
So in my situation, I didn't buy it. I borrowed it from the library. So you just got those 2 weeks. So that really like put the fire under my feet. And it took like a month for the game to get to me because it was on hold that long.
You just gave me memories of paying Blockbuster for the 5-day rental. You just gave me good memories. Everybody remember Blockbuster. Sometimes they even let you rent a system.
Yep.
May she rest in peace.
But I'm looking forward to that new Far Cry when that come out.
I thought that was supposed to come out this year. Did it get delayed?
No, it's coming out this year.
No, like I thought it was supposed to be like February of 2021. So I remember them like releasing the cover of the game like last year or something like that. Like with the dude from Breaking Bad on the cover.
Yeah, that's still the cover. So maybe COVID situation, they push it back. But I think it's like October, November-ish time frame now because they're doing pre-sales at the store.
Well, I got bamboozled again every year. Why do you think I got bamboozled?
Because you buy Assassin's Creed or Madden every year.
Madden,
it's the same game. Yeah.
I actually took a break and I got Valhalla. Valhalla was good though, but I didn't buy Assassin's Creed since Black Flag, and I bought Valhalla. So all the ones between I didn't get, but Madden, bamboozled once again, but technically it was a gift. So, I mean, it's not a bad game, but it's not enough to justify me. I'm buying it for PS5. I'm spending $70 for it. I'm like, I don't think it's a $70 game. Especially when you had the last version.
When you get to California, get yourself a library card and just borrow these games.
Yeah, I think Madden's more of a if I have someone.
Well, I didn't mean Madden.
Oh, I meant like I'm about to borrow Madden. I like to like beat up my friends in Madden and beat them by 50 zip. How you doing, Matt?
When does that ever happen? You've never beat me at 50 zip. Now you're getting on a podcast. tell us stories.
I'll be like, I'll pick the Bengals. You can have the best team in the game. You got the Chiefs. I mean,
ain't my fault that's my team and they're the best team on the game. I gotta apologize for them being good.
No, you don't.
And yes, last time we played, you beat me, but it was like 14-0 or something like that. Don't make it 57-0.
Hey man, I'm only one floor away.
You act like
don't get the stunning for the pod.
Hey, we can stop this pod right now, and I can get on Zoom and watch me play. Speaking of that, I moved it up to All Pro. Still dusting them. Score ain't as big.
Okay.
Score ain't as big like it was before. It was not 73-0. Now it's more like 21-3 now. But going back to talking about Madden 2K, is playing like 2K, your career mode, versus playing Madden, your career mode. 2K puts so much effort in every single detail that they do, and versus Madden kind of phone they shit in to where like the words will pop up and like the voice, he be real animated. Like, for example, we just won the championship. So
what the hell?
What you doing? We recording a podcast right now. What's up?
Wait, what's happening?
You want to be on a podcast?
We're in a group with the people from our first ship, and now they're trying to.
Well, then I got to hit you back. Won't you be on the podcast, Nick? If you got time to call, you got time to be on the podcast. Whatever you saying right now, that's what you could be saying.
Yeah.
All right, then I got to finish this.
Oh yeah, damn, Chad, y'all getting call-ins and shit.
Apparently.
Y'all popping now. Next
Apparently.
start getting celebrities gonna start to, hey, what you said on the podcast?
I
ain't
mean,
like that shit.
if Matt would actually post the clips that I gave him, we could have had Jason Momoa on the show and The Rock.
Yeah. This should be the joint. Look, all you gotta do is
what'd you say, Matt? No, what'd you say, Matt?
I said I was gonna say I don't post anything on YouTube.
Who said anything about YouTube? You was like, give me this clip of you talking shit about Jason Momoa.
Oh, I'll be saying a lot of shit, and I'll be doing it later on.
I know.
Those actual videos you sent me, you want me to post those? I thought you were just sharing that to us.
Some of them I say
director's cut. You need to put that on Patreon and start monetizing that thing.
Some of that stuff we can't put out.
That's the extra director's cut stuff.
Nah, Chad.
Oh, y'all be saying?
Nah, Chad be going crazy. That's why.
Chad be in his bag.
Yep.
The real Chad be coming out.
Yep. People like, Chad is so nice and calming and stuff. I was like, nah, that's because he edit that way.
That's why I was like, I don't know if he knows. Every time he grabbed that bottle, I look at like, what's that bottle? I thought he don't drink.
Right.
What's that? Water?
Yeah, like bubble water. Topo Chico.
Oh, you one of them guys with the sparkling water.
That's the only sparkling water I like because it almost tastes like soda. Almost.
So it's like the carbonation water?
Yeah, like the carbonation is really strong. Like everything else just tastes like piss to me.
What piss tastes like?
It tastes like pee-pee.
So one movie on my Netflix recommendation of the week is called SAS Red Notice. It's like a action spy thriller type movie set in England. It's with Ruby Rose. Ruby Rose is in it. It's good. It's about some terrorists on a train. The hero has his girl is on the train and things in that nature happen. I don't give details away because I suggest you watch it. It's very good.
What happened to the little spoiler alert thing? You don't care no more?
No. Not because this is not. There won't be a big ass picture for this one, so that's why I don't get spoilers. But spoilers, we're gonna do it for the movie, definitely. That's what it's all about. So they see once they see it, they should know we're gonna go in on this one.
I'll write that down. I might check that out.
Yeah, it's good. I recommend it. So Chad, what you got going on at home?
Man, so my daughter's daycare, they had an outbreak of some sort of illness and they've been real dicks about it all week. They're like, your daughter has a bit of a cough. If she coughs again tomorrow, we're gonna have to send her home. And we're like, okay, and we'll send her back the next day. I mean, and then so like we did this dance until like Wednesday, and then they were like, hey, fucking pick your daughter up. Like, but she's got to get out of here. And so they waited until Wednesday to tell us like, hey, the kid that was sick, we can't name names, but they were basically in your daughter's face and got her sick. And we're like, oh, okay, well, maybe if you would have told us this beforehand, we would have actually taken it seriously. So this is an illness that there's no real antibiotics you can give for it. You just have to let it run its course. So she was home with me Thursday and part of Friday. And, she's older. She's over 1 year old now. And before you could just sit her in front of the TV and, it's just whatever. Now she's crawling around or trying to walk over to me and she's pulling on my leg while I'm trying to do stuff. And I'm like, what do you want? And she doesn't want to watch TV. And I'm like, who doesn't want to just watch TV on their day off from school? Like, stop being lame. So we went to the park and we walked around the neighborhood and I'm all tired and she's all happy. And, since she's just sitting, in a stroller or whatever. And I'm like, man, this sucks. This is the part of parenting that sucks when you got to do stuff. I long for the days when I could just tell her, hey, daughter, go in the refrigerator and grab me something And thanks, buddy. Grab that controller and let's go. But no, I gotta take her to the park and shit because she can't emote.
See, don't worry, I only got at least 4 or 5 more years till she better start doing that.
So yeah, so that's been the second half of my week, and this just reaffirms that I do not want to be a stay-at-home parent.
Well, don't worry. Get that extra money. You have get a built-in a live-in nanny.
That that Kamala cash.
Whatever money you want to use to get that live-in nanny.
No, you said the extra money. What are you talking about?
No, I'm saying like investments or side hustle, whatever,
okay.
like that.
I thought you were talking about that government money that they're giving us.
Stock talk.
Oh, they about to give us some more money?
They've been giving us extra money, that child tax credit thing, or that Kamala cash, because the stimulus was the. Did I not say it right?
No, you said it right.
Okay, because that's the stimulus was those Biden bucks, but got the Kamala cash.
Oh yeah, I'll be forgetting about that until it shows up, and I'm like, why'd I got this extra money? I'm like, oh yeah, that's right.
You start paying attention to this extra money they just giving out.
Right, because if it's the wrong one, the government will take that shit back.
Yeah,
correct.
All right, so
not like you supposed to know.
So, in order for me to do this research, we had to go to the movie theater. Now, I would like to talk about this movie theater situation without discussing the actual movie first, because I got a lot to say about being back in a movie theater. Okay. All right. So, going back to the movie theater, it's fucking trash, man. All right, let's start off with the movie theater. So I go to the movie theater on base, and
well, actually, roll back. When was the last time you've been to the movie theater? Before today?
When I saying Bad Boys for Life, so that was what, early 2020? I don't remember.
January, yeah.
Yeah. So now I went to that same movie theater for that time, and everything was fine, and plus it was less people. So now this time was the first showing of this movie, so this shit was packed. So now, I'm in line with my family trying to get some stuff. I'm like, yeah, let me get this chili dog and everything. And she's like, we ain't got chili dogs. And I was like, all right, well, let me get this hot dog with this jalapeno cheese dip. We ain't got the cheese dip. And I'm like, this sign do say that. I was like, all right, can I get the strawberry slushy? We only have Millen and something else. So I'm like, why the fuck do you guys got this shit on this? And it's a digital sign too. So I'm like, why you have this shit on this sign if you don't got fucking have this? So I was like, you guys got nachos? So she was like, yeah. So I get the stuff. They give me some tortilla chips and like little cheese and little plastic cups like you make Jello shots out of or whatever. And I'm like, this is so fucking ghetto.
Is that because of COVID?
No, this is because
they just trash, bro.
Yeah, the theater on base is trash. Okay. So get inside. Now the theater on base, give you an idea what it looks like. Is imagine you went to the theaters in like the year 2000.
Yeah.
So that's what
or
this theater looks like.
Imagine you went to a dollar theater.
Right.
For the movie that dropped 3 months ago.
Right. So when I say like the chairs and everything are exactly like
strip mall,
like all close together and stuff.
Oh, and it's that those folding chairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it looked like an auditorium.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like the movie the screen is supposed to be higher, but I guess it kind of looked like maybe like on Tuesday nights they do plays there, so they have like a little stage at the bottom, so the screen is not that high. So as we're sitting down, I'm like, damn, like they got little things before the trailer, the little advertisements. I'm like, this dude's head's in the way, and I'm like, I can't see. So I'm like, I was about to tell like move down one, but then like my wife will be in his way or whatever. So I'm just like, all right, whatever. So fast forward to the movie starts playing without talking about the movie, but basically in the beginning of the movie, they having subtitles. So now I can't see the subtitles because the dude's head in the way. So I got to move left and right. And I have no problem reading subtitles. I watch anime, foreign movies all the time. But for the simple fact that I could not see the subtitles because of his head, I'm getting frustrated at the movie. I'm like, why the fuck does this movie got to be in Chinese? Why does it got to have subtitles and everything else like that? Not because of the movie.
You were being a typical American.
No, not because of that. Just because the guy's fucking head was in the way and I couldn't see the subtitles.
You couldn't have asked that man to move his head.
We're supposed to say, I want you to squat down. I want you to move to the left. No,
Yeah,
I'm not blaming it on the man. I'm blaming it on the movie.
Move your watermelon
Have better
head
seats.
self.
Move your screen up higher. That's what it's not that man's fault that he's tall. It's the.
And how many?
Go ahead.
How many minutes into the movie did you realize that? Hold up, this movie might not even be in English. What copy they got?
Yeah, the first beginning of it was all the subtitles, and I was getting frustrated because I couldn't read it. I was like, come on, did they give us the wrong copy of this movie? Is this the one that's all in Mandarin? I was like, but then it started. But without talking about the movie, what was y'all thoughts of just being back in the movie theater? Or Laurent, let me hear yours since I know what your theater experience was like.
My thought on the theater was first.
When were you last there?
Oh, the last time I was there, I seen Knives Out in the beginning of 2020. Last time I was in the movie theater. Oh, so when I went to watch the movie, I was looking at the concession stand, and I think I had a similar feeling with what I was going to get because I'm just like, they don't seem to have anything. So I just ended up being like a regular old patron and getting popcorn and keeping it moving. So when I sit down, I'm realizing this COVID must not be a thing because this movie theater is packed. I mean, every single seat is full. Like they're not saying, oh, social distance or nothing like that. So of course, got my popcorn and stuff. I'm eating, whatever, mask goes down. Then I realized after I'd already finished all my popcorn and watching halfway through the movie, didn't have my mask up. Then I put my mask up. Then I got nervous. Then I was focusing on more something. Am I going to catch COVID? And there was parts where I wasn't even paying attention to the movie. But that was mostly my experience. But overall, if you don't want to get into the movie yet, I don't even say I enjoyed it because I got used to being.
Or you still talking about the movie? No, just talk about the theater.
No, I'm saying I got used to being at my home and being able to put my feet all the way down or sitting, laying down, watching, enjoying the movie without
pausing that shit. I realized going up to the bathroom.
My seat. Yeah, like I'm scared to use the bathroom. I'm like tapering my drinks. Like I'm only going to drink so much water. I think I had a slushie. Like I'm only going to drink so much slushie because I'm going to have to use the bathroom, and no one's going to pause it like I can at home. And then I can't even kick my feet out. Then I want to put my feet out, but I don't want to be the guy putting my feet on the guy's chair and stuff. I'm like, at the house, I can do that. So I think I'm going to end up being one of them guys who don't really go to the theaters. I realize, or once I get back to Cali and I realize they have big seats and I can stick my feet out and actually eat real food and not tortilla chips with lunchroom cheese.
Speaking of that, without going into the movie, man, like they were, okay, so the movie starts, blah, blah, blah happens, and like everybody laughing, right? And I'm like,
shut up.
Right. And in my head, I'm thinking, that shit wasn't that funny. I was like, why are y'all laughing at this? So then like the movie goes on and it's another laugh thing like that. And it just felt like, you see those old sitcoms.
The laugh tracks.
Yeah, where they had the laugh tracks. That's what I felt like. Cause I'm like, I get it that there's a joke here, but they laughing like this is the funniest stuff ever. I mean, don't get me wrong, further down in the movie, there was some funny stuff, but I'm talking about at the beginning where like there was and I was like, what are you doing? I looked I was like,
the title of the movie come up and they
right. I looked at my wife.
Yeah, like,
I whispered in her, this shit wasn't even that funny.
And I was like, these guys haven't been out in a while. Like, these are definitely not, as you call them, knee slappers.
Right. Yeah, so like going back what Laurent said, I'm like, I'm leaning towards that to where the comfortability of my house and everything versus being with these randos at the movie theater. It's because I forgot, because at one point in the movie, some guy's phone went off, had a ringtone playing. Another person was, I guess, dropped something, so turned their flashlight on their phone, and you can see this light up in front. So I was like, yeah, I'd rather just Disney Plus, Hulu, HBO, y'all keep doing y'all stuff, man. Because right now, I've got them accustomed to when I want to watch a movie, turn the lights down low, get my snacks, whatever it is,
Yep.
and get this going. And like Laurent says, I need to pause it for whatever reason, pause it, go do my business, come back, and we still good to go. So
Yeah, man.
I don't like this. I didn't like this experience at all.
Yeah.
So the last time I went to the theater was March of 2020. I saw Onward, that Pixar movie with Spider-Man and Star-Lord.
Yeah.
So I was kind of hesitant going back. I feel like we've had this conversation before, but it's like the new Marvel movie, and we were trying to, tread some new ground on the show and talk about something that's only in the theaters. And I had a little bit of downtime today. And so like I opened up the app and it was like, yeah, the next showing is like literally in 10 minutes. I'm like, okay, I could get there and, maybe miss like most of the trailers and just, slide on in. So when I'm in the app trying to pick my seat, there's like literally 2 seats left. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, I really didn't want to sit next to a stranger, but you don't really have a choice. So I do that. I get in there, and the showing started like at 12:45, and I got there.
Cut you off real quick, just so like my son is not used to that. When we got into the movie theater, he was like, "Where do we sit at?" I was like, "You sit anywhere." He said, "What? We just sit anywhere?"
Oh, cause like a theater in 2000. Okay,
right, yeah, because he didn't go the last time when me and my wife went out, so he only knows theaters that we pick our seats and stuff. So yeah, like, you sit anywhere, and I was like, yes. He was like, he could look. He's like, what is this ghetto poor shit that we had to do?
mean,
yeah, I just thought about that. For years, it's been like you reserve seats when you buy your ticket. They tell you which seat you want to sit in.
I mean, like it's good.
You got a bar outside.
Yeah,
it's good and bad because like you can't be spontaneous because you're gonna get trash seats. But also the old way was trash too, because like what if you're supposed to be meeting your friends at the movie theater? Like it's supposed to be like 4 or 5 people total. One person can't save all those seats,
And even even to this one, like we saved the seat for Laurent, so like it was getting packed. So I'm like, I got my food in his seat. I'm thinking, will somebody be like, nah, I need to sit there, and be like, nah, I'm saving my friend. Then altercations happen where basically I could be like, any other time, man, I bought this seat. See right here, type of thing.
I think because of certain locations, that's the reason why they got that. I didn't see fights in the movie theater over stuff like that. Like,
I mean, it needed to change. Like, don't save 100 seats,
Right. Oh, there was in the thing, there was a guy with 3 kids. So he was taking a girl to the bathroom. So they had these little kids, probably 8, trying to save 2 seats, right? Plus their own. And I'm just thinking, what if somebody comes in there and just, nah, little kid, get out my seat type of thing?
No, that'd be terrible.
So I get there about 15 minutes after the showing, and like as I'm walking into the room, I heard that bump 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 bump, like the start of a Marvel movie. I'm like, usually I thought they play like 30 minutes of trailers. Like they were just snappy with this. But
you got a tight schedule. Next movie come in.
We gotta make this Marvel money. All right, let's go.
In and out.
The overall experience wasn't bad. Like it was weird wearing a mask for 2 hours because like I didn't get food or anything because I knew I was gonna be late and the line was long. But yeah, like there were people like on both sides of me eating food. And I'm like, okay. And I looked after they stopped eating, they didn't put those masks back on.
Nah.
Yeah. But it was an alright experience. But I will say this, like this isn't necessarily talking about the movie, and this is definitely throwing some shade. But it's been a while since a lot of people seen a Marvel movie because like they left almost the whole theater left during the credits. And I'm like,
they tripping.
That's not how we do things.
And that was funny because like when the movie ended, I was checking for this. I'm like, who's gonna get up immediately? And like 2 or 3 people got up immediately and left, but then like everybody stayed for what they call the mid credits scene. So we stayed for the quote unquote mid-credit scenes, which I thought was the ending scenes, which was no. So then once the mid-credit scenes, everybody get up and leave him. And it's funny, like I saw not a lot, but some people still sitting down, and didn't think nothing of it. Then yes, then you informed me that there is an ending scene, and I was like, oh, damn.
That's what you into Marvel.
I was like, I got YouTube for that.
Yeah. Trusting
right.
YouTube.
You want to look at a hard to see cam, and you already here.
I gotta beat traffic.
So it was me and a handful of people watching the final scene, and I'm like, what has this is what COVID has done to us. We forgot.
Right.
In and out. We in and out. We don't have patience. We don't have none of that. We trying to just watch what we want to watch when we want to watch, and then move on.
But no, like it was so weird being back in the theater watching something for the podcast, because when I watch a movie for the podcast, like I keep notes on my phone. And so like I'll be on my phone typing things out, and I'll pause it. I might rewind something, and like I couldn't do any of that. And I'm like, oh man, this is going to be a mess.
Yeah, you can't. Then you don't want to be the jerk up there whipping his phone out.
Right, that light just illuminates the whole room.
I don't know what it was, but like I said, like I was sitting next to Matt. So at the same time, our watches told us it's time to stand, and we looked at each other.
It said breathe. Yes, they got to stand up.
And I don't know if Matthew realized, but I tried to trick my watch by like sitting up a little bit. Like I was about to like mid-stand, I'm about to literally fully stand, like, shut up, watch. I'm standing, I'm good.
Well, yeah, like during it, I don't know, Laurent, I don't know what I was doing to make you say that, because remember you told me when we was watching, he's like, it looks like you studied it for the podcast.
Yeah. Because you're a professional. I'm up there eating snacks. I got popcorn dripping everywhere. I got throwing chocolate in my joint. I'm sipping on slushies. He up there just sitting down.
But this week you was on the clock too, Laurent.
Yeah, I was paying attention, but shoot, I ain't been in a movie theater in a year, so hey. So I'm a act like I'm a movie theater. I'm like halfway, I was like, I don't even like popcorn like that. But whatever, I'm in the movie theater, I'm about to live life.
Right, but the thing is that because we've been there since we was there in there 30 minutes prior. So by the time the movie started, we already ate up all our stuff.
Yeah, and I just ate too. I went to a little restaurant, little session before I came up there. So that's why, luckily, Matthew decided to hold my seat. What a good patron.
See, what are friends for? All right, enough of the beating around the bush. Let's get into the meat part of the discussion. This is where we discuss the movie Shang-Chi. Shit, and was it 10 Rings? What's the whole title?
Oh shit!
All right, we about to get into the meat and potatoes of this podcast. All right, we discuss Shang-Chi and the Legend of the 10 Rings. Shang-Chi is forced to confront his past after he is drawn into his father's 10 Rings organization.
Throughout my life, the 10 Rings gave our family power. If you wanted them to be yours one day, you have to show me you are strong enough to carry them.
You are a product of all who came before you. The legacy of your family. You are your mother. And whether you like it or not, you are also your father.
I told my men they wouldn't be able to kill you if they tried. Glad I was right.
You're just a criminal who murders people.
Be careful how you speak to me, boy.
But I could never escape his shadow.
My son, you can't run from your past.
You were spitting on that thing too.
All right, now like always, you saw what this was about. We're not you saw what this was about. We doing spoilers. Ain't no need to be like, we about to skip it to the end. Nah, you know what this about. We coming in here full blast. We going in raw. We doing everything. So
No strap.
All kind of spoilers, end credits, before credits, after school credits. We doing it all. You're welcome. All right, Laurent, let's start with you. What was your thoughts and feelings and everything above about this movie?
Well, first 15 minutes, I was like, man, are they gonna speak English in this thing? Because I ain't gonna be up here reading these subtitles the whole movie. But when it kicked off, like I like maybe the movie impressed something on me. Like I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. Starting from the lead character, when it had like little joke scenes where I expected him to be the superstar as soon as it came through, but he was just a regular bellhop. Not a bellhop, but per se, he was a valet for the cars.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got to see the action scenes that came full on, but it had a story. And I really liked how it does flashbacks and they went through and you seen like his full story and seeing who he was. And of course, it goes into the segue of his power really being his heart somehow and not really the weapons, but it showed character. There was character development. And you had, of course, his best friend Katie as the comedic relief. And that was good too. It was an overall good movie and I really enjoyed myself. I mean, I would gladly go see it again, but yeah, I enjoyed it.
All right, Chad, what's your thoughts about it?
So I absolutely love this movie. I think I sent you a meme today or yesterday where it was like Shang-Chi is the best superhero movie of the year. And then like the follow-up of that meme was like the best movie of the year so far because Spider-Man hasn't come out. And man, like I was bopping with the movie, just like, okay, what are we doing here? Like it opens with Shang-Chi's father fighting some people like thousands of years ago. And he has the 10 rings, and it's basically like almost Iron Man tech, almost.
Mm-hmm.
And like the first thought I had was like, so this is what it looks like if you bring like a gun to a sword fight, you know?
Yep.
Well, I was bopping around with it. I was like, okay, let's see what we got here. Like, I'm a huge fan of Aquafina. Like, I find her so beautiful. I love that she has like that husky, raspy. I smoke 10 packs of cigarettes a day. Sound of her voice. Like, I just love her. And I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about her in the movie, but I was like, I'm with it. And that first fight scene on the bus, like it didn't.
Yeah.
The first trailer was, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this movie. And so like, there was clips from the bus scene. I was like, this looks stupid, but man, that fight scene on the bus is fucking amazing. Like,
yes,
that shit is so cool. And then it followed up with that really cool scene when they're fighting on the scaffolding in China. Like, man, so cool. I wasn't feeling the fights when we started to add like a whole bunch of CGI, like when the dad started jumping into fights and stuff. I wasn't feeling those, but like when it was just like hand to hand stuff, I was 100% on that fighting. But I love this movie. I love the references to Iron Man 3. I like that they are really expanding the universe, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, specifically with that first mid-credit scene with what's going on there, or at least what I believe is going on there.
We're gonna discuss that more towards the end of the thing.
Yeah. But yeah, I really like this movie, and I'm definitely gonna go see it again in the theater.
So my thoughts on it is I agree with both of you. This movie is fucking awesome. And like you said, those fight scenes, it was like at the beginning when his father meets his mother, when they were doing the whole fight scene, it gave me a lot of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
Yeah, I was about to say
vibes.
Crouching Tiger, yeah.
And then when they were doing it, I'm like, when they was fighting, I'm like, and it was in slow motion, they were staring at each other's face. I'm like, it don't even look like they fight. It looks like they dancing. And like you said, in the bus scene, the bus gave me vibes of Rumble in the Bronx with Jackie Chan type of stuff.
And so since you're hosting this week, I didn't do any research or anything, and I bet those are probably actual inspirations for the fights.
And then, like you said, now the best was that whole scaffold fight scene, like from him swinging over there, going through the glass and everything.
Right.
Save it, like everything about that. Like I don't know if they give out awards for fight scenes. I think MTV used to do some stuff like that back in the day.
Yeah, that would win.
Yeah, like those, so the fight scenes right there, those two specifically, the buzz and the scaffolding was fucking amazing. It was just like those hand-to-hand combat. Like I don't know why.
I seem to like that more.
I don't want to base it off
superpower stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Like, like it was too much CGI near the end. Like this was like real. Like obviously there were parts where it was CGI, like when he was on the hanging off the bus, but
but like I guess it's because they're basing this
like old school action
Chinese.
Movies.
But but it was like all these other fight scenes in all these other Marvel movies just seems like okay, they were fight scenes, but these was like fight scenes where it's like
not just powers. And my powers are bigger than yours.
Yeah, I bet that since like this was like a majority Asian cast, that they probably did hire like some of those Chinese fight choreographers for this.
And that's what like made it so much better because it gives you like we already mentioned, Crash the Tiger and Dragon, Rumble in the Bronx, even like all these movies like that where the fight scenes are amazing. That's what you got where it was. Just
I haven't
crazy,
seen that in a while.
Right, and like you said later on with the CGI stuff, it kind of like
it was standard issue Marvel shit.
Right, yeah.
It went back to a Marvel movie.
Right, where this like the fighting scenes made it stand out with all the other ones. Your love, I'm glad you brought in your love for Awkwafina because I don't have that love, so now we get this balance now. I don't care for Awkwafina.
Who's Awkwafina?
The best friend.
Katie, his best friend.
I thought her name was just Katie.
Katie. No, I mean the actress name is Awkwafina.
That's her real name.
No,
well, that's not her real. That's
the name she goes
name.
by. Having that name is part of the reason why I don't care for her. But I don't care for her where it's kind of like where I kind of don't care for like The Rock in the like I like The Rock's movie, but it's kind of like he's the same person in every movie to where she is in every movie that she is that same person. And
goofy, funny.
Like,
I've seen her in other movies, but I can't name them. Can you name them for me?
She was a Crazy Rich Asian. She was in
that's what it was.
Jumanji 2.
Jumanji 2. Yeah. She was in what's the Ocean's movie with Rihanna?
Ocean's 7, Ocean's 8.
She was in that one.
With all the females. Yeah.
Also, she's I think it's called The Farewell. Like, if you guys haven't seen that, like, she should have gotten an Oscar for that movie.
Is she a comedian in it?
Say it again.
Is she a comedian in it?
No.
Is she a comedian or is she just an actress?
She's an internet personality.
Yeah, that's how she got famous.
Can't be sitting down. Can't be sitting down.
So the movie came out in 2019. It's called The Farewell. It's a drama, and basically it's almost it's autobiographical for the director. Basically, in Chinese culture, let's say my grandmother is terminally ill. The doctor's not going to tell my grandmother. The doctor's going to tell my family. And so it's up to the family to decide like what we're going to do. And in this specific situation, and this is also common in China, they have like try to have some sort of big celebration so that they could get the family together. And in this case, I believe it was Awkwafina's character's cousin. I think he was getting married. And so he didn't really love the girl, but they were just trying to have something to where the family gets together and, they can honor grandma, but also just be together as a family. And so this is common, like where they don't actually tell you that you're sick and you're going to die. And like genuinely, she should have gotten an Oscar for that movie. It is really good.
She acted well in it?
Yeah.
And let me think. Also, I did like the quote unquote villain, the father, because he wasn't a real villain. He was doing it out of love to save. He wanted to bring his wife back. So I really like that to where it wasn't just like he's a bad guy, so he's doing this. He was doing this out of love, and he just ended up being wrong.
I mean, technically, he really wasn't the bad guy.
Yeah, there's nuance in it. And that's what I liked about it. Like they just got a protagonist, but you got people with different goals and what they believe in. They were telling him it was silly.
No, I'm saying like the actual villain of the movie was the Soul Dragon because he was manipulating the dad.
Right, but I'm saying we didn't know that to the very end, to where
they didn't go into it in depth really much. They just told that little story, a little snippet, but it wasn't like I didn't have enough time to even hate the Soul Sucker.
Right, because they do that little walkthrough when they first meet the auntie, and then where she walks by that wood stuff and explains it. So the question I want to know is, so they said the protector saved them from them the first time. Is the protector the dragon? Who was a protector?
I'm guessing it probably was the dragon.
Okay, because they just said the protector is the one who saved them last time. So I was like, but then because like they didn't really give unless you take the thing where when the dad put the jewels on the wooden dragon and the water came out and everything. So when Sean was in the water and like you had the bubbles coming into his nose or whatever, and all of a sudden a dragon appears, I'm like, where did this dragon come from? They didn't lay this out or nothing about them having a dragon. But besides that, I thought it was great. Like Chad said, well, if I was in a better movie theater, I would go see it again.
Yes, definitely. I might see it again at the Dollar Joint when I get to Cali.
Right. If there's less people in there, then I'll go see it. I just bring my own snacks in there since this place don't got snacks. So
yeah, I'm about to start coming that thing with, it's the middle of summer. I got the big old coat. You know how that is.
So what do you guys think the Rotten Tomatoes on this was?
What's their criteria again?
1 to 100.
100's the best. That's the freshest. 100%.
I get them. I'm gonna guess 71.
94.
92% as of this morning.
I was thinking 92, but then I was like, that's too low.
All right, what do you think?
I'm thinking though. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I'll be thinking like Marvel movies, like they're fan favorites, but
but also
like,
this one
it's not a drama. They're not going to give it that high. I didn't think it would get that high.
But this has that different tint. Like this is like a Black Panther level type of movie, though.
Yeah,
this isn't like your
story.
Standard. Right. No, so what I'm saying is like this is like another movie like for the culture. So this isn't like okay, this is Iron Man 17. Like no, this is Shang-Chi. This is on a level of Black Panther. So it's gonna be again. So it's like it's gonna be looked at differently than like Iron Man or Captain America,
So speaking
it's not just a Marvel movie, it's a movie. It's a good movie.
So speaking of that, if Black Panther was for the quote unquote Black people, Shang-Chi will go with Asians.
I wouldn't say Asians. I would say specifically Chinese. Yeah.
What's another superhero that can for another group of people?
Blue Beetle for Latinos.
And I'm not familiar with Blue Beetle.
That is a DC hero.
All right, no, man. Let's do Marvel.
Marvel. DC.
I mean,
you talking Batman or DC? We don't. Hold on, we might get sponsored on. I'm not.
You could do America Chavez, who's a Marvel character, and who's also Latina, yeah.
What is Miss Marvel?
She's Pakistani.
And
yes. All right, that's a new genre.
I mean, that TV show's coming out next year.
The actual Miss Marvel or the actress playing her?
I don't know what the actress is. I know she's Canadian, but I don't know like her descendants.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently the guy playing Sean was Canadian.
Right. But the character is Pakistani. I've read the first couple of issues of that book, and like her where she comes from is a big thing about what's going on in that comic book.
Okay, good. Because I was just thinking because I mean, we need more representation for different communities to see that, and that will transition us to the trivia dump. Chad, who I can do this shit too.
Never heard of him.
All right. But yeah, this is the first Marvel movie with majority Asian actors, and the director was Asian too.
Okay.
So this is the first ever appearance of the real Mandarin after being foreshadowed in Iron Man 2008, used as a front by two imposters in Iron Man 3 2013, and being mentioned in Marvel one-shot All Hail the King in 2014. Morris, damn, we didn't even talk about Morris. What's your thoughts about Morris?
What's that man's real name? Ben Kingsley?
Yeah. But yeah, Morris is voiced by D. Bradley Baker. This is the second 2001 comic book feature Baker has appeared in. He previously voiced Sebastian in The Rat in the Suicide Squad 2001.
Wait, who was Morris?
Morris was a little dog.
No.
The dog thing. The dog with the wings things.
Okay.
Without a face.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awkwafina, Ronnie Chang, and Michelle Yeoh previously starred in Crazy Rich Asians. Awkwafina, Ronnie Chang, or Michelle Yeoh was the auntie.
Right.
Okay. Michelle Yeoh.
Who was Ronnie Chang?
Ronnie Chang was her club owner, the sister's club owner guy.
The dude that was like, I speak ABC.
Yeah, I like. Okay, that's the one I legit laughed out loud at when he's like, I speak ABC. All right, Michelle Yeoh was the second actor to get a double role in the Marvel Cinematic Universe after Jima Chang for Captain Marvel and Eternals.
Yeah.
Yeoh also already previously played Aletta Ogard? Yeah, Ogard in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. All right, last one. In the late 1980s, Stan Lee had considered a film TV series about Shang-Chi. And in his mind, he wanted Brandon Lee to do it, son of martial arts superstar Bruce Lee, for the role. Shang-Chi was visually based on Bruce Lee, so Brandon was going to be a fitting choice, but the plan fell through.
Why didn't you make any of those trivia?
Huh? No, because when I did it, it was going to be just me and Laurent. But then you jumped in and I was like,
I see how it is.
Right.
I want to get one thing in. So I came into this movie not knowing anything about the character. And after the bus scene, there was like, oh yeah, he has a sister out of nowhere. And was it just me, or did it feel like they barely wanted to do anything with the sister?
But wasn't
she ran her little empire?
No, not at the end. I mean, as the movie was happening, like, oh, okay, yeah, she did have the fight ring, but like once they got to Dad's compound, like the sister really wasn't doing anything. Like the scene where they find the Mandarin from Iron Man 3, she disappears from that scene until she breaks the wall.
Right, because she went to go break the wall.
Right, but like you just disappear, and then they get to the magical land, and they like, all right, here we train as equals, and she like bet, and then she's training by herself while everybody else is while everybody else is training with a mentor, and I'm like, what is happening here?
Yeah, she was kind of seeing like second thought.
Right.
Well, I guess she is second thought. I mean, we know who the main character is, so they can't be one. They're not 1 and 1 alpha. It's 1 and B.
But maybe you're right. Maybe she is second thought because A, like you said, the character. B, that's how her father treated her. But maybe that plays all into the end credits to where she's like, "Fuck it, I'm tired of being second fiddle. I'm about to run this shit myself." So maybe all of that plays into a point where she's like, "I'm done. It's my time now."
That makes
sense.
That's
probably why she made the decision she made. But to think about, so she started off like having her own niche because he left or whatever, and it made her stronger. But it was more about the son and the father going to the evil inside and the positive inside and fighting towards the end. So I get what you're saying.
Right.
But I see why they did it the way they did it. Because what's the name of the movie?
I mean, that's not the point. What's like Awkwafina got a lot of shit. Like out of nowhere, she know how to be an archer. Like after one day of training.
speaking of that, I did like
She probably naturally could aim. Like I know some people we get on the gun range, they ain't really shot guns, but they just got natural talent to shoot.
Like the movie set up very clearly that she can drive, and they used that in the movie. But then the archery just came out of nowhere.
But maybe she's not fulfilling her full potential. Like she's not a dumbass who's not talented. She has talent, but she rather just she mentioned that multiple times. Like I'd rather just start something different. But if she would just focus on one thing, she would be great in a lot of things. She'd be great on what she focused on.
The
so
movie
she focused
clearly,
on the archery.
The movie clearly showed that she is an excellent driver.
Yeah. You could be an excellent driver. Maybe you can be an excellent archer. She probably has natural aim. Like some people have natural aim. Like it's natural. They don't need too much practice per se. Like I know some people they shoot well, or some people just drive naturally well. And some people just take some time to get better. But like these are things that you guys are the professional movie critics that y'all looking into more deeper. But I'm trying to get like y'all.
What y'all think of those end credits though?
Honestly, when I read it, I was like, oh, okay, these people are in it. Things are going to happen in the future. And then that was the first credit. And then the last one, I'm like, okay, so she takes over. Okay, fine. So then, of course, I went on YouTube. Like I read this other guy's thoughts about it, where he kind of explained it more, where he broke it down to where it says Bruce Banner looked like himself and he had a broken arm. So that means this takes place after, what do you say?
The second snap.
Yeah, after the second snap, and he's like, welcome to the circus. I guess that means that he's going to join, quote unquote, the new Avengers. But I'm not familiar, Mike. I didn't do no research behind Shang-Chi. The character is Awkwafina's character. Is she part of this, or that just they added that because of the movie?
I can't answer that. I don't know anything about the character, and I didn't really look into anything in the movie.
Okay.
I'll
figure out what I did.
So when that mid-credit scene popped on, and I saw Mark Ruffalo, I'm like, okay. And they showed Captain Marvel. I'm like, okay, what we doing here? I was like, are you guys familiar? Not specifically Marvel's Illuminati.
No.
Okay. I thought that they were doing that, and that's like it's like Professor Xavier, Tony Stark, Namor, Reed Richards.
Who's wait, hold on real quick. Who's Namor?
You'll find out when you see Black Panther 2.
Okay.
He is Marvel's King of Atlantis.
Got you. Okay.
So they are like some of the smartest people in the MCU, and they have like a secret group where they're like, okay, these are like real threats, and we can't like let these other dumb motherfuckers like Captain America or the Hulk in on this. Like we have to deal with this. Like, are you familiar with the Planet Hulk series?
No.
So that's the one where basically the Illuminati were like, the Hulk is too much of a liability to stay on this planet. So they like blasted that motherfucker off like in a spaceship, like off Earth. And he crash landed on another planet where he was just like, it was basically like a war world for him.
Oh.
So like the Illuminati does like some super fucking unethical things, but it's for the greater good. And so I thought they were heavily hinting at that with that mid-credit scene, but I'm guessing they're alluding to Galactus coming. Is that what we're doing? That was the point of that scene, right?
That's where, like, once I was reading after the fact and I was watching some YouTube videos, that's where I end up going with it.
Okay, because like once more, I haven't seen anything or read anything, so I'm assuming like the Beacon is calling Galactus, and I didn't care for that final scene. Like I thought because like I heard murmurs that like these end credit scenes are about to be fucking sick as shit. And I'm like, that's very interesting that the 10 Rings is going to continue, but what does that have to do with anything?
So do you think, is that going to be a TV show?
I don't know what that's supposed to be. Maybe, or maybe they're going to come up appear in some other movies down the line. Like, I don't know what else is on the in this phase coming up. So I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
Yeah, because I don't like to read into stuff because I like to be surprised on this stuff and learn and make sure that Marvel is doing their due diligence to educate me on these on this stuff. So I'm not going to read into it. I'm just going to come in here surprised when stuff happens.
Mm.
All right, Laurent, you got anything to plug on our way out?
I mean, same old. I mean, I got the same Instagram, LDOT Green at LDOT GREEN on Instagram. I'm gonna be taking more pictures, putting things up. But looking forward to moving to Cali, and I'm gonna have way more stories to tell.
All right, good. We can look forward to you being on a future guest again. All right, thank you so much for listening. Please rate, like, and review our podcast on your platform of choice. And if you have any feedback, please email us at weshouldtalkpod@gmail.com. Like our Facebook page, We Should Talk About This at Work, and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at We Should Talk Pod. And once again, don't forget, Chad won't be on next week.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say that, but all right, yeah. Yeah, I got some stuff that I have to handle in the real world, but hopefully I'll be back the week before that. And hey, we had a lot of fun with you. You guys listening, just chit-chatting about things, and now you know what we used to talk about at work.